Hey, YouTubers, the American Samurai back here at the Pulp Review. Today we're looking at this collection here, which has two pulp stories. In this book we have The Green Lama by Kendon Foster. This is Green Lama Pulse Classic number 14. This has The Green Lama by Kendall Foster Crescent, originally published in 1940. The cover was renewed in 1968. And then we have Crucibles of the Dam by Frederick C. Davis. And there is no record of the copyright renewal. Those were originally published in Ace magazines. So we have two pulp characters who both have their gain their powers and abilities from essentially Tibetan origins. It mentions here that the character of the Green Lama was created as essentially a rival to the Shadow. And I believe all the Green Lama stories were actually written by one person. So let's see here. Let's see. On Golden Gargoyle stationery. Personal comfort times. Enter the following. I forget if the person. But essentially. Oh, that's right. Richard Foster. Richard Foster essentially plays the part of Watson. He receives a journal from the Green Lama. And what his thing is apparently, I guess the Green Lama has retired, and he sent the journal of his cases that he wants to be published. Now, up till now, the Green Lama has never revealed his identity. But the thing is that Richard has put things together, and he assumes his friend Jethro. He is basically telling you that his friend Jethro Dumont, through his own detections and logic, he believes is the Green Lama. And that's a big thing here. Let's make this clear. I've heard 2 episodes of the radio shows, and I reviewed 2 episodes of the radio shows. In the radio show, it's like The Man Called X, if you've ever heard that radio show. Everyone knows Kent Thurston is The Man Called X. In the radio show, everyone knows Jethro Dumont is the Green Lama. He never wears a costume. In the book, The Green Lama, he always wears costumes or it's in disguise. Nobody knows who the Green Lama is. He has like a thug, a former crook who works with him, who only knows him as the Green Lama, and then he's got a butler, an Alfred. And he even has his own little chant that he does before he goes into battle, which they actually got for the radio show. But besides that, nobody knows who the Green Lama is. Now, essentially, the Green Lama's first case is he's trying to save a guy who created a ray and a crystal that he intended to use for peaceful purposes that will essentially knock people out. He intended to use it, the person who created it intended to use it for surgery as a way of painless anesthetic. Well, the guy who got it wants to use it to basically knock people out so he can steal things. But the crystal's going to be created by a certain combination of chemicals, I believe, was how it worked. So the Green Lama has to find the guy, save him, and everything else. Trials and tribulations. He discovers there is an immune to it, but you have to, I believe you have to you have to take, I think it's atomic salts is the cure that makes you immune to the ray. By taking those particular salts, you're immune to the effects of the ray. And eventually the Green Lama stops the bad guy, and though there is a lot, the bad guy does wake up a pretty high body count. It's still a pretty good story. I enjoyed it, so 5 out of 5. Now, our second story, Crucibles of the Damned, which is a Ravenwood mystery novelette. Now, Ravenwood is a detective, but he has Tibetan origins. He's able to talk to someone called the Elder, who's a spiritual being that appears to him in a certain place and talks essentially like, if you've ever seen the old Dungeons and Dragons cartoon, how the dungeon master would sometimes pop up and say like random things that the kids would figure out later. That's essentially what this guy does. And essentially what happens is this one guy passed away. Calls the guy in the house now calls Ravenwood and finds out what this cursed house this guy's living in that the guy bought. Turns out a friend of his passed away. And he said another guy passed away as well. The groundskeeper died of leprosy. And another guy went missing. And he finds out the two cases are connected. I think the leprosy was actually caused by a chemical that mimics the appearance of leprosy. It's a pulp story. Just roll with it. But what actually happens is they kidnap a guy on the deathbed. The guy reveals to one of the two people who are the bad guys the hiding place of a treasure, thinking it's his son. It's not. And the guys apparently kidnap the gal who he's working for, her husband, to dig up the treasure. I couldn't record it right. If I'm spotty, please forgive me. I couldn't record this right away and I didn't take notes. I think that's it. And he has this, it's like kind of almost Sixth Sense type thing he hears, where he hears a ticking tick-tock every so often that leads to clues. Like he finds a skeleton and all kinds of different things. This story was okay. I give it maybe a 3 out of 5. Overall, the whole book, I give it a 5 out of 5. It's a good read, and the two characters fit well together. Will I look for more Green Llama books in the future? Yes, I probably will. And I'm thinking I definitely will at some point look for some of the other Green Llama stories. Like, there's one here, Babies for Sale. That one would probably be an interesting one. And Carissa's Murder. And The Man Who Wasn't There. That one sounds interesting too. But let me know. Alright, until next time, keep your feet on the ground and your nose in the book, and I'll see you next time.